What's up, guys? Mindless again. Wanted to share another couple pieces, and this is kind of, I guess, a showcase of a maker that is renowned, one of the OG tactical knife guys, R.J. Martin. So I grabbed a couple pieces. Right now, to be honest with you, these are the two RJs that I have. I've had more in the past, but as my collection has been changing towards like more, I don't know, dress models, or not dress, more limited availability type pieces. These are the two RJs that I've been drawn to and that I've been kind of hunting for, and I figured it's time to share these pieces specifically because this particular knife, the Q36, I included in my top 5 flippers video. So, let's talk a little bit about RJ and how I got these pieces, and then we can take a look at the knives. So, before we get going, we're looking at a Q36 dress configuration with a Sanmai blade, a gorgeous blade, zirconium bolsters with jewel finishing, and a copper lightning strike scale. And this one is a liner lock. Absolutely amazing action, just like all Q36s. Just stoked to have this one in the collection. On the next piece is a one-off dress variant called the Transfusion. The Transfusion is a piece, like a variant of the DRT model. So we'll look at it a little more. I just kind of Windexed it so we can get the colors out. For some reason, it's not focusing very well. But this piece also is just truly, I'm stoked to have this piece. Look at that grind. Damascus blade, full Mokatai scale on the show side, and then it's a tie, and then you see RJ's pocket clip that he uses on all his knives. Just gorgeous, a little bit of oil leaking out. I oiled the Damascus so you guys can see it a little bit better, and I think I got a little bit of oil on the lock bar because I'm having a little bit of stick, but that'll go away in time. So RJ is straight up old school. He's been making knives since I think I was born. I was born in the 70s, and this guy's been making knives since like 74 or 76, something like that. And he's out of Massachusetts. I think his shop's in Bridgewater. This guy's been making, when you think tactical knives, you think of R.J. Martin, you think of Bob Terzola. That's the level that RJ's at. And his background is in engineering. The dude, from what I could see, it looks like he actually has a degree in engineering, and out of college he went to work for a helicopter company. I think it was Sikorsky, the Russian helicopter company. He was doing airframe design and stuff. So, just think about the level of engineering that's required to make helicopters, especially like military spec helicopters. So for almost 20 years, he did the helicopter thing, and he was already making knives. But at that time, for those couple decades, it was a part-time type thing. Around the beginning of 2000, it was probably 2000 or 2001, he retired. And retired from the helicopter gig and went full-time knife making in his shop in Massachusetts. So, once that happened, availability of the knives kind of went up a little bit too, but also he had time to design some pretty crazy knives. And in the decades since 2000, or the 15 years, he's won, best tactical knife at Blade Show several years in a row. It seems like anytime he goes to a knife show, when you think of best tactical folder, RJ's picked up that award a few times. A lot of people know his work, maybe not even know that he was the designer. He's done collaborations with like ZT, the most famous one. It looks like the Q36. He's done Three Rivers, Kershaw, Spyderco. Basically, you name it. The production companies have hit up RJ to do some type of collaboration so they can get more pieces out. And to be honest with you, the ZT collab with him, the one that looks like the Q36, is freaking amazing flipper. It really is. I had one for a while, and I actually gave it away as a Christmas present. So, actually a birthday present, forgive me. Models like the Q36, the Transfusion, the DRT, the Dead Right There, Devastator. the dude's made so many models over the past 3-4 decades, and that's how long he's been making knives. He's established himself as like one of the premier OG tactical knife makers. So let's talk a little bit more about the knives and how I got them. The Q36, I think you guys saw it the first time on my channel on the best flippers video. This piece actually came out of a pretty high profile collector that's outside the United States. And, you know, I've seen these exist. This isn't a one-off. There are a lot of Sanmai Q36 pieces, but I had not seen one in this good of a condition, but also with a lightning strike. And if you take a look at the zirconium bolsters, it's got like an orange peel up here and then just kind of a bead blasted down here. So within the same material, 2 different finishings, and it's done perfectly. So when this became available, this one actually came through Recon 1 and Sako. This became available, I immediately jumped on it. And at the time I had a plain Q36 that I swore was the best flipper I've ever owned. And this one surpassed that one, so I quickly got rid of the other one so I can free up the funds to grab this. And haven't looked back. I've had this one probably about 7 or 8 months, and I do carry it. Just a gorgeous piece. It's a dress piece that is carryable with the lightning strike and the Zerk. You have 2 very tough materials, and I couldn't be happier with this piece. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Look at the thickness, the contouring of the scale. There's like a swell right here. I mean, there's hundreds, literally dozens of videos on YouTube about singing the praise of the Q36, so no need to go into that. I just wanted to share that model with you. And put it right here. And the more recent acquisition, I'm already getting fingerprints on it, so forgive me, is this Transfusion. This is a piece that I knew existed and I've been looking for a long time, and there's something about just this grind. Take a look at the shape of this blade. It is just evil. It's freaking awesome. It's so dope. And when I saw this, I had to kind of work the deal. Now, this one also came out of a private collection, and I was lucky enough, you know, the guy's a buddy of mine, and there were a few pieces that he wanted of mine, so we worked out a trade, and this came into my possession. And honestly, this is just an amazing piece. And a lot of people don't realize that these other models of RJ's flip just as good as the Q36. The sound is different. The Q36 has a very unique sound, but by no means is this a slouch of a flipper. This is truly, truly a kick-ass flipper. Gorgeous, gorgeous model. Do I wish it was like Mokutai on both sides? Kinda, but the cool thing about this one is I can actually carry it, because this is the side that's rubbing against the front of my pocket, so if I hit anything or ding anything, it's just hitting bead blasted titanium. I can always have that easily remove any scratches. But this one is in mint condition. Absolutely gorgeous. Check out the Damascus choice on this piece. It's truly amazing. Truly, truly an amazing piece. Perfectly centered as expected. Gorgeous, gorgeous knife. Look at the thickness on the Mokutai scale. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful piece. Just gorgeous. And guys, RJ's knives, direct maker price, are very reasonable. So the unfortunate part is that to get that, the only way really is to attend a knife show and win a lottery. This is not a lottery piece. I think this is was an open bid piece, obviously, because it's so dress. But you know, if you're ever at a knife show and RJ's there, he always brings enough knives. He truly does. I mean, not literally like everybody who wants one can have one, but he's not a guy that shows up with 3 or 4 knives. He usually brings quite a few Q36s and different models. And if you get it on the lottery price, it's a very reasonable price. Unfortunately, the market, the demand for RJ's flippers is quite high. Honestly, I can say since Skelton a year or two ago did the videos on them, the prices kind of went up. But that being said, it's still worth the money. Honestly, a plain Q36, even in the secondary market, It's relatively expensive. It's not too bad, but it will put to shame probably half or more of the flippers that anyone has in their collections. And I think if you're into flippers, the Q36 is kind of a mandatory. It's a must-have knife. So just take a look at this one real quick. Absolutely gorgeous. These two pieces, I can honestly say, will stay in my collection. They represent, I think, RJ's work perfectly. You know, the Q36, like I said, is a must. And the Transfusion, a lot of people kind of think the Transfusion and the DRT are the same piece, and effectively are. But the Transfusion was a collaboration with Les Robertson, and it's basically like a thicker, simpler, I guess, version of the DRT. Obviously, that's not the case here with the full Mokutai scale and the Damascus blade, but guys, this thing is just sweet. It feels so good in the hand. It's a very large knife. Both of these are 4-inch blades and, you know, pushing 9 inches overall length. But I swear to God that you can carry it. The biggest thing for me, or the biggest reason I don't carry a particular piece, is thickness this way. But these two, I don't know why. I think it's because how narrow, they're not too tall. I can rock them and it doesn't bother me too much. Plus, they're absolutely gorgeous. And as far as playing with a flipper, you can't get enough of flipping these two pieces, especially the Q36. It's, I don't know, something about the sound. There's like a double click. I mean, it has such a unique sound. Just gorgeous. You know, specifically on the Q36, every once in a while I got to adjust the pivot, and what RJ's done is he's placed the pivot behind this Zerk scale. So you just remove these and you'll see the pivot. On the other side, it's a D ring, so it doesn't spin, so it's easily adjustable. It's just this one bolster needs to come off. But when you take it off, you begin to realize the tolerances. There, you know, you've heard this a million times. You can't feel the transition between the two materials. And when you put it back together, you can tell it is so tightly machined and the tolerances are so good. It's just truly a high quality piece from a legacy maker. And I would recommend adding, if you're a real serious knife collector and you don't just collect to trade off or whatever, but if you're collecting pieces that have relevancy or have historical value, I think now a Q36 is one of those pieces that would fit into any collection permanently. And this piece is just the most beautiful one I've seen. And what drew me to it, honestly, was the lightning strike, but also the way the Sanmai looks like it's just melting over the core. It's just a beautiful piece. It's more core than the Sanmai fold over, and I really dig that a lot. And when it's oiled up, you really can see that. And forgive me, I didn't oil this one. This one I oiled last night, so you can kind of see it. And this choice with the Damascus, just a gorgeous, gorgeous choice. There's RJ's maker's mark. It's his name. And again, we'll look at that scale. It's gorgeous. There you can see that D pivot that RJ uses. There's the lockup. Very early on this piece, probably 15-20%, but solid. I mean, there is no movement at all. Beautiful, beautiful work. Absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, to be honest, I've never actually hit up RJ directly to see if he would take a custom order for me. And the truth be told is because the pieces that he makes when he does like special one-off pieces or open bid pieces, they're so gorgeous. I just go after those. Honestly, it's like I really don't need any more than this. I would love to have a DRT that's just tie with like inlays. Something like what David Lawman, if you should check out his channel if you haven't seen it. It's freaking grails for days. But he has one DRT that has like tie handles, orange peeled with carbon fiber inlay, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. More of a carry piece and less dressy. But this thing is just stupid. I mean, the way he finished the Mokutai is next level. The color is so bright and so blue and purple that it is just it's striking. Even non-knifey people take a look at it and they're just shocked by the color and how vivid it is. And then it's also brought into like a high gloss polish, and it just looks amazing. It almost looks like it's wet. It's just, you know, amazing, guys. And I wanted to share this with you. I've posted it on Instagram a few times, and gets a crazy response. It's just one of those pieces that people kind of freak out over, myself included. It is just an absolutely badass knife and super well made. I think if you ever describe, or if I ever describe RJ Martin's knives to people, it's just well made. Everything is perfect. You can pick apart this knife and look as close as you want to every detail, and there will be no issues. Period. It is just absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Even when RJ does collaborations with production companies, oftentimes he is personally involved with it. I know when he did the Three Rivers collaboration, those knives were tuned and finished by RJ himself. So he definitely cares about his reputation in the knife community, and it shows. It's just an absolutely, RJ is just one of those makers. He truly is absolutely beautiful. This model, the Q36, has been around for a minute, and yet it is still in extremely high demand, and the quality just gets better and better as, you know, as he evolves as a maker, which you figure after 2-3 decades he's probably there. But I'm telling you guys, the guy is just, the newer models get better and better. And yeah, I wanted to share this with you guys. Gorgeous, gorgeous knife. I mean, this is just straight, almost evil looking, but beautiful at the same time. Beautiful, beautiful piece. We'll take a look at both of them one more time before we wrap up. But this is the full dress RJ Martin Transfusion, Damascus, blackout Damascus, and full Mokutai presentation side scale. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Stunning knife, truly. And this is in my top 5 flippers. This is the dress Q36 with Sanmai, zirconium bolsters, and lightning strike carbon on the lower scales. Just absolutely beautiful. Backspacer is also a lightning strike. You cannot feel one burr. There's just smooth, beautiful, beautiful Damascus clip. I got a little snail trail there from Carrie, but whatever. This knife has to be carried. It's just too addictive not to flip. Beautiful. Gorgeous pieces, guys. Well, thanks for stopping in and watching another video. I truly appreciate it, fellas. If you have any questions about these two or any of the past videos, please leave a comment below, and I absolutely do my best to reply to each and every comment. And if you dug it, throw me a like. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, fellas.